Eldridge police arrested this person for a cancer fundraiser. Ah yes, you know, the certified classic of, I want money, I don't want to work for money, so let's fake having a major disease and tumors and stuff. Just because everybody can make a GoFundMe account doesn't mean everybody should. And it's people like this that very much have me thinking GoFundMe is eventually going to have to make it where you have to verify that your fundraiser that you're about to make is a legit thing. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/iamatotalPOS. And like you've seen before, the world is an absolute trash pile and it's only going to get worse as time goes. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Rishi Sunak's old hedge fund boss, who paid himself $1.9 million a day last year, wants Alphabet to lay off more staff and slash pay. Alphabet is already planning to reduce its workforce by around 6%, but the UK Prime Minister's old boss at TCI Fund Management wants Sundar Pichai to go further. You know what the real kicker to all of this is that these are the guys behind any type of article that stated this really big multi-billion-dollar company has had record profits this year. No dip. If you make it so that you're spending less on people that are making your profits, no shit, the difference is gonna be bigger. Also, way to go paying yourself almost $2 million a day like that isn't tax evasion. Only time that any millionaire or billionaire is taxed properly is when they win the lottery. I'm unfortunately wishing I was joking on that. Gay couple is being charged with doing that to their adopted sons and also pimping them out to a ped ring. Look, I know it's a little old-fashioned, but I think beheading shouldn't be the first option, but it should at least be somewhere on the list. My wife passed away this afternoon. She was 37. I'm at a loss. My 12-year-old son and I are going forward with no freaking clue what to do. Sorry for your loss, but grow some balls. Your son will watch you and adopt your attitude. Get out of your self-pity and show some leadership. Help your son cope by being strong, supportive, and wise. Get as much help and support as you can. You're a parent now. Act like it. Look, if somebody has someone important to them die, let them grieve. Jesus Christ. You're walking in and acting like you can just hit a switch and everything will be fine and dandy. You can just shut off mourning. Just because you think it's fine to hold yourself in and not express emotions or anything doesn't mean that it should be the way for other people. It's very much people like you that are the reason the phrases be a man, grow up, and get over it exist. Fortnite and Epic Games will have to pay an unprecedented $520 million in relief funds after the FTC found them guilty of tricking users into making purchases, collecting data from children without parents' consent, and having default settings that harmed both children's and teens. This includes using dark patterns to manipulate users into making unintended purchases, allowing children to purchase things such as V-Bucks without parental or cardholder consent, and having default on voice and text setting which allowed easier torment of new users. You know, I never really played much of Fortnite, but now I got more of a reason not to play it. Never really was my cup of tea to have a third-person shooter, but the amount of publicity that Fortnite straight up has is concerning having this behind it now. I can't be the only one that found it a little weird that that game was so popular it made its way into Avengers Endgame. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's the scene where we get to meet Thor. Uvalde mom who rescued her own kids from school says that the cops are regularly tormenting her. What, the cops that didn't do anything meanwhile people's lives were being ended inside of that building? I think it had been a hot minute since this has been on the news, but wasn't it that the cops from this were put on administrative leave without pay? You know, just a longer version of fired but not fired. Anesthesist who did that bad thing to a sedated woman during her C-section is feared to have carried out 5 similar attacks. Hated Brazilian doctor is threatened by inmates as he arrives in prison. Yeah, dude's gonna realize real quick just how the totem pole in prison works and just how close to the bottom of it he really is. Fairly certain anything involving doing something messed up where a kid is involved at some point in time is really close to that bottom, if not at the bottom. People just having a little bit of fun? Okay, I'm just gonna roll call on them, making themselves look like a big man and everything, because I have absolutely nothing else with my life apparently going on. I don't have a diesel truck myself, but also, rolling coal is very much bad for the motor last I checked. You really gotta think, anybody that thinks that it's fun or they think that they're cool by doing this, by just making everybody else's day worse because they're absolutely bored out of their mind, you really gotta kinda wonder what's going on up in their head, or how big really is is that empty room of a warehouse they got up in there. Because you can guarantee if somebody got their license plate and finds out where they live, they're gonna wake up with a potato in their exhaust pipe. That'll go over wonderfully. Dingwad with a mask caused a scene in the Moscow metro when he dropped to the floor and began shaking. People trying to help him, but his friend yells out virus, which causes people to panic and flee. Dingwad and his friend get arrested and are to spend a month in jail pending investigation, then face a court with a maximum fine of up to 5 years in prison. Russian justice is awesome sometimes. Don't you just love people with cameras and everything? It makes them do the darndest things. This is from 3 years ago during the main height of the beer virus and everything, so maybe this is right up there with shouting fire in a movie theater. You know, just don't do that at all, because it's very much not a good thing. You might get 15 seconds of fame, but you don't be surprised if that gets mixed up with then 5 years of infamy.
And not showing exactly what this has done to me, there are countless stories like mine. We trusted science, and now live in a never-ending nightmare. #vaccine, #vaccine the virus.
Ah, yes, hey, ma'am, that's an interesting thing there. I didn't know that Apple was sponsoring this IV drip of yours. There's actually been, for some reason, going around on Twitter, a lot of videos of people just doing these weird reactions to vaccines like 2 years after all, and I'm starting to notice that the main demographic is people that share brain cells.
I am an activist, organizer, influencer, and teacher. This is the face of someone who is all out of F's to give. Until we have justice for Tamir Rice, George Floyd, et al. Until the racial equity and injustice, I will be shedding no tears for a white country under that's the Ukraine flag, isn't it?
Leave it be to people that have shoe-size IQs and to make this kind of logic here. Hey, there's bad things happening all over the world, but unless you have dark skin, we're gonna shove you to the side and not give a single flying F. Look, my bad, sorry for the pixels, but
thank you, PlayStation 5. Gifted.
Ah yes, don't you just love it when your favorite content creators and influencers get gifted consoles?
Back to the PS4 I go, smiley face. Didn't like the PS5, so I sold it for a £1,200 profit.
Ah yes, because the hard-to-get next-gen console is very much less preferred and worse than the last gen. And taking the console that you were given for free, because you have a following, for profit, is definitely something that is rather shady. Look, yes, I can definitely appreciate somebody doing their nails nice. I like the sparkle. I also like the bedazzling on the steering wheel. Congratulations, you just turned your airbag from a safety device into a claymore. Also, you're doing 60. Here's the wonderful thing about taking photos and all. It's like you don't have to be moving in a vehicle when you take them. You can, park and then take the photos. But Jesus Christ, I think the worst decision out of all of this was not the moving part, but the bedazzling your steering wheel, turning it into a claymore. I know you doing it all on the Mercedes-Benz symbol might look nice and everything, but you ever get into an accident, those little tiny things are gonna turn into shrapnel. And if anybody here has seen Iron Man, shrapnel's not nice and comfy. Hey, how much for your username? You literally don't need it. It's not for sale. I kinda need it. It's my name. Thanks for asking, though. Yeah, but your page is useless. Only 3,000 followers, and I have almost 1,000. It'd be better use. Not really. Looking for big numbers. It's me sharing stuff with friends and people I know primarily. I appreciate your interest, though.
Yeah, I hear that. It's just the name's being wasted right now, since you don't know how to use social media.
It's Instagram. You post pictures with a description. How hard is it? If you're that upset because somebody else has your name, why don't you just do something like an underscore or something to give it just the ever so slightest variation, so that way you still have the name, but now you're not pissy. And for some reason, I've always found just a littlest bit of joy by other people being upset that your stuff exists. Like, I got bored one day and decided to look up my own name on Reddit because I do get that kind of bored, and I know that's not usually something a content creator should be doing, but I found this, and every time I look at it now, I just giggle.
Well, being a lesbian is a bad influence. It is immoral and unnatural. It flies in the face of biology. So, yeah, I'm ready to lose some karma.
Homosexuality has been observed in every major animal group in every region of the world. world for over 2,000 years. But don't let that stop you from arbitrarily deciding what is and isn't natural. Sure would suck if you had to find some other justification for your bigotry.
Leviticus 20:13, if a man also layeth with mankind, as he layeth with women, both of them have committed an abomination.
Ah yes, the cherry-picking book out of such a wonderful hypocritical piece of literature.
Romans 1:22-26-27, for this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the women, burned in their lust one towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet.
Yeah, you know what? How about you sit down, any of the animals in the animal kingdom which have also done homosexuality in the past, and try telling that to them. That'll go over wonderfully. I don't know why. I just want to see anybody with this thought process about that try to explain that to a penguin. I don't know why. It's just fun sounding. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.